website right now and download my free course on alternate picking mastery. It contains 5 essential exercises that will take you to alternate picking mastery faster than you can imagine. And then I've included my method of how to lay out a practice plan in just 1 to 2 minutes that will absolutely boost your results like nothing you ever tried before. So go download it right now. It's free. How do you turn all of these skills that you need, picking and scales and everything you need in order to play really cool solos, how do you turn that into the ability to just play? To just, have some music in the background and then you just start playing really cool lines and it all fits together. And how do we do that? And I used to, when I was practicing solo in the beginning, it seemed like such a huge, faraway place. Like that was impossible to get to. There had to be some kind of magical quality to these people or some kind of secret I hadn't seen because, I knew some scale shapes and I could, alternate pick to a certain degree. But it seemed like, okay, how's that ever going to take me there? And if you feel the same way, please stick with me in this video because I'm going to give you the key and my own personal breakthrough to how to get there. And I did that in a week. Didn't get there in a week, but I started, sensing that I could do it by doing something very significant. Before we move on, I should say that I'm Claus from guitarmastery.net, and you can go there, register, and start downloading free jam tracks played by real people in a studio. There's a new one coming each day. But follow us on Instagram as well. We got daily videos coming out, as well as here where you can subscribe for more daily videos. How do we do this? Well, what most people do is that they learn licks and they learn scale shapes and then they try to put those notes together from the licks. And we've been talking about it in the 2 previous videos, key insights that you must go back and get in the 2 previous videos about this subject. If you're a beginner in soloing or a struggling intermediate, they start doing that and then they wonder why they seem to be unable to really play fluent flowing solos that just work, right? It seems like it's so far away and you play and you play and you play and you practice, nothing happens. This is what happened to me. Suddenly, by accident, I just bumped into Mike Stern and really liked his Upside Downside album. And he has these signature things he does. And one of them is the perfect solution to your problem, if you have this problem that I had. He has, if you've been listening to Mike Stern, you know that he does this a lot. Stuff like that, right? We got 3 notes here. He's bending the last one, and then he does semitone bends and whole tone bends, but it's all the same. And then he has these little things he does, but this, I got all into just playing that, just playing around with these 3 notes over and over again and just really going into that bend, really going into the semitone and the whole tone and the bend in between, bending it up and then a semitone down so you hit the blue note and then releasing it. And going up like fast and down again. Bending the note, the string first, and then bringing it down. Following it all the way up, and I just worked around that like a meditation. And before I knew it, I actually was building the ability to play a real solo, improvised solo that worked with a tool. This is a tool. Expanding it a little. Right? And then what that did for me, let me just play that. Just going to C blues here. Right? right? You can just go on with that. It's amazing, right? And suddenly you have a place to focus. And when you have a place to focus that's small enough, and you then meet it with just an amazing amount of energy and focus and dedication, and stay there for long enough. She's got an alarm sounding here. And stay there for long enough, then you actually develop some skill. You know, most people, they go to good, they go somewhere up here, they become good at it, they focus on something else. So they stay at mediocre all the time, they stay at good. You stay with this, and stay with it, and stay with it. Just keep hammering away at it. You develop the certainty, and you become so skilled in just playing those 3 notes, and the bends, and the little variations, and the rhythm. You start exploring the rhythm of it, like we talked about in the first video. Because you can. Because you know exactly what you're doing on a note basis. So you're playing the same freaking 3 notes with the same bends you've been just hammering away at for so long, and then you introduce rhythm, and that's fairly easy because you've got so much control over the mechanics of the notes. And it just comes together. And I played this for like 7 days, a week at least, right? Where I just went crazy with it in front of the TV with some music in the background. I was just feeling that semitone bend and the whole thing and the sliding and just developing it a little bit. I just kept on staying there. And after those 7 days, it suddenly dawned on me that this is it. This is the way to develop all the way. Because if I can do it with just 3 notes in just one place, in one scale shape, with just 2 strings, I can get to that point. That magical point of just, hey, we got some music in the background. It could be a ballad as well. It's just, right? You got a ballad suddenly, totally different feeling and beat, and you got the same 3 notes. Right? It doesn't matter what the song is. It doesn't matter, it can be blues, it could be pop, it could be rock. Just those 3 notes. And just imagine, once you have that running for you and you're so good at it, you're an absolute expert at playing just there in that scale shape on those 2 strings, then you just build on that. You just improve just a little bit, just a note, just a couple of notes, and then you gradually build on that. But you have your core together. Nobody can take that away from you. This is the principle of developing rapidly. And just imagine if you did this for 2 months, you use 50% of your practice time just hammering away at this, the little details, the sliding, the bending, everything. And then, compare yourself with a guy who's been learning 10, 20 licks over those 2 months. He'll sound like an absolute amateur. And you'll sound like an absolute pro because you've been doing nothing but just hammering away at that. So you have your skill level way up there. And you can play actual solos that sound really good compared to, trying to combine 20 different licks and right? So, I'm pretty passionate about this because it works, right? It really does. So decide, what's it going to be? Are you going to, do this, or are you going to say, oh, that's a cool little YouTube video? Oh, I totally agree with you, Claus. Let's go back to practicing the way I usually do, right? That's the way that nothing happens, and you basically wasted your time watching me or hearing me talk here. But if you take it and say, let me create a plan from this. Let me actually, we're talking about the blues scale, the 2 middle strings, and those that you can focus on. It could be anything, but this is a really useful place to be. Are you going to create a plan? Are you going to set up reminders so you won't forget to actually do this? That's the way to get an actual result from hearing something in all of these YouTube videos. If you want to go into more depth and really focus on using these principles at the highest level and get the most progress the fastest way possible, then I warmly recommend checking out our new, very short, very to the point, condensed program on our website, guitarmastery.net. There's a link below this video. And of course, subscribe, which I'm going to tell you again in a second. Subscribe for more free videos. Do it. Do it now. Do it.